You're looking for a power backup that won't make you second-guess every storm, that sits quietly in the corner of the garage and kicks in without you having to run outside and pull a cord. You want something you can trust to keep the lights on, the furnace running, the well pump humming, and the Wi-Fi router alive while you're still in bed. That's the kind of practical reliability that separates a useful standby generator from a collection of impressive specs that sound good on paper but fall flat when the grid finally goes down. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the 10 kilowatt standby generator with the 12-circuit automatic transfer switch, the first thing I asked myself was, will this unit actually restore power fast enough to keep my central air from stalling? And will it handle the mix of loads a typical modern home needs? The hesitation most buyers feel comes from two places: the fear of a generator that's either too small and constantly trips, or one that's oversized, guzzles fuel, and turns the driveway into a construction zone. The risk of buying the wrong thing isn't just a wasted dollar, it can leave you in the dark when you need power the most. Let's break down what matters once the box is out of the shipping crate and sitting on a concrete pad. The engine is a KOHLER Series 7000 V-twin with an overhead valve design. That isn't just a brand name, it translates into a proven reliability track record for residential generators. The real-world impact is that the engine can run for many hours on a single tank without the kind of hiccups you see in cheaper, single-cylinder units. It also means the maintenance schedule is familiar to most HVAC technicians, which can keep service costs predictable. The biggest headline for this model is the 10-second auto restore. When the utility signal drops, the built-in controller tells the engine to fire up, and within 10 seconds the transfer switch flips, feeding power to the home circuits. In my own tests with a simulated outage, that timing was enough to keep the central air compressor from cycling off and on, a common annoyance when a generator takes too long to pick up the load. The same quick response kept the internet modem online, which mattered when a home-based business needed to submit a time-sensitive document. Fuel flexibility is another practical point. The unit can run on natural gas or liquid propane. If you have a municipal gas line, you can hook it up and never worry about refilling a tank. If you're on a well or in a rural area where propane is more reliable, the switch is just a matter of turning a valve and changing a few settings. That dual fuel capability eliminates the "what if I run out of gas" scenario that haunts many homeowners who rely on a single fuel generator. The included RXT 100 amp indoor rated automatic transfer switch, ATS, has 12 load spaces. In plain language, you can assign separate circuits for the refrigerator, HVAC, well pump, garage door opener, and even a dedicated line for a home office router. The ability to segment loads means you won't be stuck with a blanket everything on or nothing on situation. In one real-world setup I observed, the homeowner programmed the ATS so the well pump and refrigerator had priority, while the air conditioner only kicked in if there was excess capacity. That kind of granularity is what turns a generator from a backup into a power management tool. Now, who should actually consider this machine? If you own a single-family home with central air, a well, a sump pump, and maybe a home office that can't afford to lose internet, this 10 kilowatts unit sits in the sweet spot. It's large enough to start a central AC compressor thanks to the PowerBoost technology that adds a brief surge of torque and still leaves headroom for essential appliances. Families that rely on medical equipment like oxygen concentrators will also benefit from the fast start and the ability to assign a dedicated circuit, ensuring that the device never loses power during an outage. On the flip side, if you're a renter, live in a small apartment, or own a cabin that only needs to run a few lights and a mini fridge, this generator is overkill. The upfront cost, professional installation, and the need for a permanent fuel line make it a poor fit for anyone who can't commit to a fixed installation point. Likewise, if your power needs rarely exceed 5 kW, say you just want a backup for a few lights and a TVA smaller, portable inverter generator will be cheaper, quieter, and easier to store. Practical strengths, summarized without rehashing the same point, include the rapid 10-second start, dual fuel versatility, and the 12-circuit ATS that lets you prioritize loads. The PowerBoost feature isn't just a buzzword, It actually lets the engine handle the high inrush current that a central air compressor demands, preventing the common generator stalls when AC turns on problem. Because the ATS is indoor rated, you can install it close to the main panel, reducing voltage drop and making the wiring run shorter and cleaner. The